Hello, class. Thank you for your great posts in Module 1. Before we move on, I'd like to share some tips for course discussions in an online environment. First, think of discussion posts as classroom time. While online discussions happen asynchronously, it is helpful to imagine that while writing and replying, we are all engaged in face-to-face dialogue. As your instructor, I will be monitoring the conversations and I may comment from time to time. However, the flow of ideas and sharing should be concentrated among colleagues. Before making your initial post, read the instructions and rubrics carefully so that you understand what is expected. It is always best to be concise and clear in your post, just as it is in face-to-face conversation. Avoid complex posts and try to engage your colleagues in discussion by staying with the topic. When submitting your work for grading, remember that the purpose for discussion is to engage in scholarly discourse. Therefore, always post, comment, and respond as if you were in the classroom. Address your colleagues instead of merely responding to the discussion prompt. Scholarly tone in communication sets discourse discussions apart from casual conversation. When engaging in online discussion, address your colleagues as professionals and avoid using slang. Never curse, use standard writing conventions, and refrain from using the caps lock. Emojis are never appropriate in scholarly discourse. It can be tempting to write casually, especially with peers, but remember, you're in class. Humor and sarcasm are tricky, so use them carefully or not at all. It's easy to misinterpret meaning since you cannot see your classmates' gestures or hear their tone of voice. Read through your comments and replies to make sure that your reader is clear about your message. Your writing should be used to learn about yourself as an educator and to understand your colleagues' professional perceptions and experiences. You may disagree, but you should never attack. When giving feedback, avoid criticism and try to extend knowledge. Challenge your colleagues by asking questions, sharing your knowledge, and probing their ideas respectfully and without bias. And finally, before you submit your work for review, check the structure of your writing. A good standard for writing is to use Times New Roman or any clear print text. Use 12-point font and double spaces. Be sure to separate your paragraphs cohesively into sections based on ideas and thoughts. Read through your work for grammar and spelling accuracy and give credit to your sources. And always, conclude by including your name.
Created using Powtoon.